Guys, there are certain kind of habits that are literally blocking you from becoming that lean 10x aesthetic version of yourself. Yeah, and I don't just mean getting in better shape. I'm talking about how you actually think, how you actually operate, your energy, your confidence, just everything, all right? Because you can have these massive ideas where you want to go in life and all this, but if every day your habits are still shit, you're basically trying to drive a Ferrari with the handbrakes on, okay? And I'm not saying this from some fucking little textbook either. Like, a lot of this shit I have literally had to remove from my own life, okay? The drinking, the shit environments, being distracted all the time, eating like complete shit, like a dustbin, having no real structure. Yeah, and the difference in how I actually look now, how I actually think, how I actually see the world compared to a few years ago is ridiculous. Yeah, it's from like a completely different lens. So these are the 7 habits that I'd want you to get rid of first. Yeah, we're actually looking to level up and start operating like a fucking machine on a daily basis. Because the first habit, when I say it, guys, it's not just you, it is everyone, all right? It's the whole world today. It is feeding yourself with digital crack, okay? The doom scrolling, the constant notifications, TikTok, Instagram, whatever the fuck everyone else is using today. Like, we're living in zombie land, okay? And I don't even know what the latest apps are anymore. Like, in all honesty, I'm a bit of a granddad when it comes to all this shit. But I would generally say, if you're not using social media to actually grow, to actually build something, to actually improve yourself and actually speak to people who can actually help you, yeah, maybe get in the rooms with them, then just get rid of it. Because what are you actually like using it for? What's serving you? Birds shaking their asses, gossiping, gambling, okay, all this negative news and negative shit, just constantly pumping noise into your head, and then wonder why, like, people today, they feel they can't focus, they feel unmotivated, they feel depressed, why their brain feels cooked all the time. It's because you've trained yourself to need stimulation every 6 minutes, yeah? And I know when I went psycho on my body, I went ghost mode, I deleted all that shit, okay? And I never felt better for it. Now, obviously, I have now come back to it, obviously now to help you lot, yeah? To build, you know, an elite body, to build an elite mindset, to improve your overall life, your well-being. But if you're not actually using it to grow, in my opinion, it's got to go. Okay, so make it harder for yourself. Stop consuming the nonsense. Delete the apps that you don't need. Turn off all the bullshit notifications. Don't wake up first thing in the morning and then constantly feed your brain with TikTok. It's a wank app, okay? Before you even had a piss. Yeah, if you need Instagram for work, then use it as a tool. Reset your algorithm. That's something that I done recently, okay? We can't have all these bullshit coaches doing all this cringe content, yeah? Follow people who are actually doing something, people who are actually on a similar mission in life, okay? People who actually make you think bigger. Or just replace it. Replace it with some good books, audio books. Meditation is a big one. Yeah, I actually used to think meditation sounded a bit fucking silly, if I'm honest. But now I do it as part of my, following my identity calibration process in the morning, okay, where I'm aligned with that highest version of myself. And meditation is so good, guys, because you're literally training your brain to stop jumping from distraction to distraction. You're training your mind like a pet, like a muscle. Okay, remember that. Your mind is not you. You should be controlling it. Yeah, not the other way around. So cut out and just cut back on the digital crack. Yeah, the fucking wanky apps, okay? Have a detox. And this essentially now brings me on to my next habit, which is stop chasing the cheap hits with the porn, messaging random girls because you're bored, going out and shagging the 4 out of 10 fridge at 1 in the morning. I've been there, lads. Yeah, I've been there. Cut it out. All the vices, the alcohol, the drugs, anything where you're just constantly getting rewarded and you'll never really earn anything. Okay, and I'm not saying this to become some weird person who never goes out and enjoys himself and has a drink. That is not the point. But if you can't control yourself, which I couldn't, it has to go. Okay, alcohol was a massive one for me. Growing up, I grew up in the pub. I'm now coming up to a year sober, literally in a few days. But I was an arsehole when I drank. Okay, I spent most of my late teens and early 20s in the pub every Friday night, even the weekdays. But since removing it from my life, my lifestyle has dramatically changed, okay? And I've de-aged massively as well. Like, I don't know if you've seen what I used to look like, but it looks fucking horrendous, guys. All right, the way I was heading, I was going to look absolutely fucked by the age of 25. Because it's never just the drink, it's what it does to you. Yeah, it's not you. It's I don't like any substance that literally changes you as a person, which is pretty much every substance. I'm now trying to cut out caffeine a little bit, or cut down on it. We shouldn't cut out caffeine. I think caffeine's absolutely elite, but cut back on the substances and just cut out the substances that don't agree with you. You know, of course, it's going to lead to shit sleep. It's going to lead to poor decisions. Yeah, the kebab on the way home. That's what it done for me. Me raiding the kitchen every time I used to come home from the nights out. Okay, you're just spiking your hunger levels. You're waking up feeling like death on a Sunday instead of actually doing something that's going to move you forward, whether that be that run. You're just unproductive, and you're just lying there and you're feeling anxious all the time and just low mood. All of that eventually compounds. So what I recommend doing is stop putting yourself in them situations, yeah, where you already know you're going to fuck up. Positioning is a big one here, guys. Yeah, if you know you're going out with a certain group right now and you're just getting smashed all the time, stop doing it. Stop going out every weekend with them. Yeah, if it's the porn for you right now, block it, remove it, all right? Get your phone out your room where you know you're going to go onto it. Stop sitting there at 1 a.m, bored out your skull with unlimited access to everything and then just fucking it up, guys, okay? Start getting dopamine from things that actually allow you to earn, okay? Like, for example, training your body, progressing, actually building something, actually going out and living in real life, living in the now, even gaming. Like, fair enough if you want to play a game, you know, I used to play the Call of Duty for an hour or watch a movie to unwind. That is cool, but if you're sitting there for 5-6 hours of your day every night because you're just bored, your real life is boring, you've got a bigger problem, right? Build a life that you constantly don't need to escape from, and just live in the now, okay? Live in the now. Don't live in the future. Don't live in the past. Live in the now. Be present, okay? Now, the next habit, which is keeping you where you are right now, is you're living in low power mode with the poor lifestyle choices, okay? The sleep all over the place, the lack of exercise, barely drinking any water, no real routine to your day. That is the killer, okay? Because now you're operating below 50% of your potential. You want to be operating at 100% of your potential, 120. Maybe you get a 90% drop in the day. Yeah, you might drop to a 90 or 80%, but you recharge it back up with some movement. What I like to do is my razor frequency workouts, okay? This is one of my CC10 daily habits. You can get all 10 down below. But this separates me from, just crashing in the afternoon. That's something that I used to do, okay? After work, I used to come home and just crash on the bed and all of this. And again, obviously, you want to get the normal workout in as well, okay? You want to be making sure you're actually moving your body and just operating like a machine on a daily basis. So, of course, you want to be working on the physique as well. Yeah, we want a fixed, structured workout routine in place. But it's also not just about the physique. That's the thing. Like, for me, I just love the routine. I love structure in my life. Like, in my opinion, if you don't have structure in your life, like, what are you doing? Okay, you want to be feeling cognitively sharp. You want to be high frequency living. You want to be high energy. Yeah, do you not want to feel like that every single day, waking up feeling switched on? Okay, that's what it's about, because when your physical state is shit and you're just living some unstructured lifestyle, everything starts becoming harder. Life starts feeling harder. Work starts feeling harder. You start feeling more reactive and negative all the time, and emotions are getting the better of you every single day. And so now you're more likely to go back to all that cheap hits and cheap shit and dopamine that I literally just mentioned. So train the body daily, all right? Get your steps in, get a fixed sleep schedule in place. We want the same bedtime, we want the same wake up time, and of course get your water in early, okay, before the black coffee. I like to get my electrolytes in the morning, just installing good daily habits in place. Like I say, I have all 10 of my CC daily habits down below. I hit these literally before I hit my pillow every single night. You don't need some 47-step biohacking crazy fucking routine, but you do need some sort of routine, okay? Yeah, get the basics done consistently, and that way it just becomes normal over time. Now, number 4, we've got stop eating like an NPC. Okay, stop with the random meals here and the takeaways there and all this processed shit and not having a clue what your calories, your macros are. Like, the problem here now every day is becoming a constant decision around what food should I eat. Can I have this? Should I skip this? Lads, get your shit dialed in, okay? First of all, you need your macros actually aligning with the physique that you're trying to build, because just eating healthy means absolutely fuck all when it comes down to body composition, yeah? If you're eating the wrong amount of food that your body needs, okay? Get your protein, your carbs, your fats all properly set out, and again, even just meal timings to make sure that you're actually operating like a machine, yeah? We want to be fully charged, okay? And then, of course, we also want to be eating from whole foods, yeah? Foods that digest well, okay? You're going to look a lot better. You're going to retain a lot less water. You're going to actually feel good on a daily basis, be high energy, be performing at the highest level easier. And just make it simple, guys, yeah? Pick simple, easy meals. You know, for me, I literally eat the same shit every single day. Why? Because I don't want to be wasting all this mental energy deciding what the fuck I'm having for breakfast. Yeah, I want to remove that decision fatigue. Then obviously we've got the digestion. We want to make sure, you know, everything is becoming predictable. The results are becoming predictable. Can you have off-plan meals? Of course you can, guys. Okay, of course you can. Like I say, tonight I'm actually heading out for a steak myself. But again, we're not being careless. We're making the clean choices. We're aligning with that highest version of ourselves. But for the most part, the baseline should be literally more or less the same quality meals over and over again, in my opinion. Okay, you don't need another healthy recipe. You just need a clear food system. Yeah, if you actually want me to send over the exact food choices that I use to build my meals around, literally over the last 2 years, I literally have hit this list non-stop. Just DM me the words macros. I'll send it over to you on my Insta, Charlie Cooley Fit. But like I say, same core meals, foods you like, and just hit them on repeat. And that is how you actually build a great body. You get in great shape, 10 to 12% body fat year round. Okay? Now the next thing, the next habit is marinating in the wrong environments. Okay, this sort of comes back to the vices. But right now, you're hanging around the same people, the same conversations, the same every weekend shit, you know, the same weekend on repeat. I've done it for years, guys. Every weekend, going out to the same pub and, you know, having the same chats with people. But the problem is here, guys, you're not growing in these environments, okay? It's just a stream of noise. Who's shagging who? Who fell out with who? Who's apparently changed? It's all this low-level gossip. And what you need to understand, if you spend long enough in them type of environments, you literally start absorbing them kind of standards in your own environment, okay? And if everyone around you is just getting smashed every weekend, that eventually just becomes the normal. That becomes normal for you. Yeah, if everyone around you is complaining about money, eventually you start talking like that. You start seeing it all the same way. If everyone around you is taking the piss out of people for trying to actually be a little bit different and build something, eventually you just become scared to actually try anything yourself. So take a step back, okay? You don't need to start cutting everyone out left, right, and center. But you do need to stop spending, you need to stop spending less time in these type of environments. The environments that are pulling you backwards, yeah? Maybe go to a better gym, that was one for me. Okay, work somewhere different. Speak to people who can actually get you where you need to go. Okay, networking. Maybe it's travel, you know, I'm currently in Thailand. All right, I'm not here for some gay little trip of finding myself, but I'm here to just lock the fuck in, base up and help you lot, build out my elite program, build out the resources. add videos weekly to the YouTube, to the course inside the program. But guys, message people who are actually ahead of you. Okay, get in the room with people on similar missions, with their body, with their habits, with their standards, with their lifestyle. Because sometimes you're not unmotivated. Sometimes you're just marinating in the same mediocrity of the world today. Okay, and part of this, it brings me on to my next habit, guys, which is right now you could be saying yes to everything. Okay, someone wants to go out. Cool, yeah, I'll go. Someone wants a favor. Yeah, all right. Someone calls you in the middle of something and you instantly answer. Someone is bored and suddenly their boredom, it now becomes your responsibility. And then people wonder why they don't have the time to build their own fucking lives. Yeah, you think you've been given this unlimited time. You don't. Okay, so you stop answering everything instantly. You start saying no, guys. Okay, if someone, ask yourself the question, if someone is asking you to do something right now, just say I'm busy. Say I can't, guys. Like, I don't give a fuck. I just say no. I straight up say no. I always ask myself the question, is this going to move me forward to that North Star version of me, that North Star goal, that highest version of me? And if not, I'm not fucking doing it. Yeah, learn to say no without writing a fucking essay, because you're allowed to protect your own time, your own routine, your own energy. Yeah, that doesn't make you selfish. People will call you selfish. It doesn't, guys. Because I'm not saying you need to become some antisocial guy who just disappears off the face of the earth. But if you're trying to build something completely different, if you're actually trying to go all in on your body, you're trying to build a different lifestyle for yourself, there are going to be periods where you cannot say yes to everything, and you might have to start cutting things. Might have to start removing certain things, okay? So learn to say no, yeah? Very important habit, guys. Okay, now the final habit, I'm sweating my bollocks off out here, guys, but I'll quickly get this done, is waiting until you feel ready. And in my opinion, this is just disguising procrastination. Okay, I'll do it next week. I'll maybe think about it. I'm not ready. I'm not good enough yet. And a lot of the time, you're just fucking scared. You're scared of failing. You're scared of looking stupid. You're scared of starting because you might feel out of place. Someone might feel like you made the wrong decision. Who really cares, guys? You're in control of your own life. You're scared of changing because your current identity and body is comfortable, even if you hate it right now. Stop waiting, guys. Stop waiting for this magical feeling where suddenly you're going to feel ready, okay? It doesn't come. I waited for years. Yeah, when I first joined my first mentorship a few years ago, I didn't even go on the weekly calls at first because my mind was telling me it wasn't good enough. Sometimes you need to tell your mind to shut the fuck up. Yeah, even when I invested in my first coach for my physique, I was like, is this the right move? I don't know. I start getting the stomach pains and all this, guys. And my advice is, if you feel that, just pick the smallest action that you can take today and take it immediately, whether that be join a new gym, invest in the coach, okay, make the call, yeah? But stop procrastinating and actually just take the fucking step. Okay, you do not need to feel confident at first before you actually act. Confidence comes after you actually take the action from the evidence, yeah? And then from there, you literally wish you took it sooner. Okay, from there, you start making decisions a lot faster, like a machine. And onwards, you're just building that 10x version of yourself, because eventually you need to stop asking permission from that current version of yourself. Yeah, to be someone actually different. You need to actually start aligning with that 10x version of yourself. Okay, of course, that version of you is going to resist it, that old version of you. But the version of you that you're trying to build, you just need to align with that. Okay, you need to align with what he would actually do today. So guys, I hope you took some value from this. Like I say, we're literally based up in Thailand at the moment, and we're going to be heading out to Krabi in the next few days, just to sort of base up, lock in on some content. But we got some cool things coming, guys. Like I say, start removing all this shit, start removing all these habits out your life, start operating properly, and that's how your life starts looking completely different. All right, within no time. It's that simple, guys. But eventually, your habits are either keeping you currently where you are, or they're starting to build that 10x version of you. Yeah? So let's fucking go, guys.